There's a lot of talk about education reform in America. But while politicians bicker and union leaders pressure, our country falls farther and farther behind. Students across the world were recently tested in math, science, and reading to determine how student achievement levels compare between countries. Countries such as China, Finland, Japan, and Korea scored in the top 5 of each category. The U.S. scored 17th in reading, 23rd in science, and 31st in math. We are facing an education system that fails to prepare our students for an increasingly flat, competitive world.
What we've learned over the last several years is that the system is entirely backwards.
What are the implications for America's economic future if our children cannot compete in the global economy? According to U.S. Secretary of Education Arne Duncan, this is an absolute wake-up call for America.
Great teachers are the magic ingredient in education. You'll hear people talk about everything else, but all of us, from our own experience, know great teachers transform students' lives.
Marcus Winters demonstrates in his book, Teachers Matter, that good teachers are the keystones in a successful American education system.
Teachers Matter is about proving what we already knew intuitively, that teachers are the most important piece of our public school system. Being assigned to Mrs. Smith or Mrs. Johnson down the hall can have major implications for your child. Even within the same school, the difference between one teacher and the next can realistically be a grade level's worth of learning for that child in a given year.
If we know great teachers are the magic ingredient in education, why has America failed to find the solutions that help teachers provide our children with an education competitive with other nations?
Because we have so many hardworking teachers out there who are doing amazing things for kids, and we need to become a profession that recognizes and rewards the best people.
We know the teacher is the #1 ingredient in driving performance in schools. But we've got some rules right now that will not keep the best teachers in front of students.
What the research shows is that the things prioritized by the current system, master's degrees, years of experience, don't really tell us very much, if anything, about how effective a teacher actually is in the classroom.
We find that it's almost irrelevant what their prior credentials are to their quality of teaching in the classroom.
Charter schools, such as Seth Andrews' Democracy Prep, are not constrained by public school system rules. This allows them the flexibility to make decisions about teacher employment to ensure the best results for their kids. Winters advocates similar reforms for our public school system, replacing the stale policies of the past with new policies that focus on teachers.
First, we need to open the floodgates to the teaching profession. We need to allow people to become teachers and then identify which ones are effective and which ones are not. Which means that we need to adopt an evaluation system that takes seriously evaluating how effective a teacher is in the classroom and how effective they are at increasing student achievement.
That means removing teachers who are ineffective and rewarding teachers who are effective with higher pay.
People don't understand that the only way that this nation is going to regain its positioning in the global marketplace is if we improve the public education system. We'll never be able to compete against China and India and Korea unless we are producing a well-skilled workforce.
Can we fix our broken education system? The need for education reform comes down to the decisions we make now to set the path for the future, for the next generation of American leaders. Are we going to provide the education system young people need to compete in the global marketplace? Right now, we are not.
What's at stake when we talk about reforming public education is nothing less than America's future.
Marcus Winters outlines the path to success in his new book, Teachers Matter. He proves that the way we hire, train, compensate, and evaluate public school teachers is entirely backwards and must change.
There is no other profession that simultaneously requires the most competent and innovative professionals and at the same time can discourage these professionals from bringing their gifts to our kids. We must be able to significantly reward teachers who are successful and to exit those teachers who, even with the correct supports, are unable to increase student achievement and academic growth.
Read Teachers Matter today and discover how we can bring our education system back from the brink of disaster.